Welcome back to the Fairies Without Wings exhibition walkthrough. It's Jenni Ivins, mind drawing artist. And these are the works that would have been exhibited at Gate 6 in May had COVID-19 restrictions not been needed. Again, you can see lots of things hidden in the works. And I'm going to go this way. That's right. This one's a simpler one. And again, it shows you, when you look at the work, that way you might see a collar around this gentleman's neck on his coat. But then it becomes someone giving him a hug. Online, I can give you two different pictures, depending which side you look. This one's rather simple, but even in this one, because I've signed it, there'll be a four-leaf clover. It should be easier to find because it is simple, but I can't see it. Maybe you can. I would have thought it would be very easy to find. Did I indeed put it in? I'd sent to sign it at the same time as putting the clover in. There it is. So you can see it's just a tiny little clover. And that's what I hide in all of my works. There'll be one in this one too. These drawings I'm showing you now are on A5 paper. And with a 0.05 pen or sometimes a 0.1 pen. So the details very small. Usually when I have an exhibition, I like to include a magnifying glass or two so people can see more clearly what's in the pictures, or if they're looking for the four-leaf clover or other items, they can see it too. Interesting here, this, where are we? There. So if I cover that up, you're looking at a dinosaur. If I cover up the dinosaur, it's kind of strange to do. Here we go. Cover up the dinosaur, we're looking at a man. Both. That's how the mind drawing works. I've got the first one that I did when I first noticed this effect, where it was in 2013, when I was still at Chisholm. I was doing Advanced Diploma of Creative Product Development and had my first exhibition. And when my daughter looked at Hidden in Plain Sight, she said, "What's hidden?" And that's when it was interesting. I started to notice that people I asked, some of them saw one thing and the others saw something quite different. It was about 90% saw one way, 10% saw the other. Yeah, quite often pictures just suggest themselves. Like, I don't know if you can see that dog at the top. I didn't intend to draw that one. It just appeared. So of course it had to stay. This one is actually inspired a little bit by my time at, what's it called? Police Point in Portsea. I did a residency there. And this was, I went up to the back beach a lot. I'll have trouble separating that one. Yes, Cape Shape they had, and London Bridge. All these beautiful cliffs. And when you looked at the land, it looked like it was sleeping. Most interesting. This was on the back beach side of the Mornington Peninsula. This one's got more texture on the paper than the others because I've actually, oh, that looks like another picture I've done before. Yeah, I've actually, I drew something on the other side. I normally draw on the back of the watercolour paper so it doesn't have as much tooth because I want the smooth surface. Let me show you the other side. I drew this one as an example for somebody. So you could see one side, you could see the girl. The other side of the line, see the boy. Now I'm going to show you A4 size pictures. With COVID-19, I found I was then working at home and it was easier to manage the smaller sizes rather than the huge pictures that I had been working on before. But again, because they're small pens, you can get a lot of detail. Oh, actually, that one. See things that way around too. There's a bit over here where you're looking that way on this white part, or that way. Two faces with the same eye. And now this one's also got a Latin saying in it. See the inspiration there from the stalactites. Stalagmites coming from, no, yes, tights coming down, lights going up, that's right. That was inspired a bit by the cliffs. So this one, the saying means the cause of fear is ignorance. And yeah, I was a bit afraid of putting this together online. I wasn't sure if I would know how. But once you just start doing it, give it a go. It may not work, doesn't matter, give it another go. Adjust what you're doing. This one. Some different lines there. Gives a different effect. I enjoy playing with the lines. Mark making is so much fun. But it also suggests pictures that I hadn't really thought about or hadn't intended, as I said. I quite often put things in different positions too, so that makes people look at them differently, think differently, see differently. Where's the one? Yes, that's just sideways, which I hadn't necessarily intended when I first drew it. The interesting thing that happens after people see different things in the same picture, they talk to each other. They like to show them, like they might say, oh, see the bird there. Whereas someone else might say, yes, no, but I saw this man over here. This one's called Love Conquers All, I think. No, Heart Talks to Heart. Hence the heart in there. So people show what they see and they try to find a common ground. And this is really important for communication. It opens lots of conversations about that, because if we think we're talking about the same thing, but we're actually seeing something quite different to the other person, it's not going to lead to good communication unless we explain it a bit better or just check the other person's understanding us. So that bird that you saw there, or maybe I saw it, if you go down like this, it looks more like it's a cave or an opening with a pile of books in it. Okay, next one. Each to their own custom. There's the saying there, which I'm not going to try to pronounce. I don't speak Latin, it's a dead language anyway, but so yeah. See there, hidden in the tree trunk, there's a lady. You see her? Her face. think in this one I saw a bit of a bird. So it sort of digested the beak of a bird, the legs, and a clutch of eggs. I often don't know what the story's going to be in the picture. Other times I see it straight away. But I like to just let my hand draw marks and not have a lot of say over what goes where, and then afterwards fix it up and make it into something else. Given that I draw with ink directly onto the page, it's good to be able to change it into something. Bit of a bird there, I don't know if you see that one, cockatoo. We have a lot of those around here at the moment. There we go. What's this one? I shall either find a way or make one. Do you see a turtle in there? His head's here. Oh, this one. An evil thing known is best. Now, I don't know if you see of the whole thing, a bit of a mosquito or an ant or something that might sting or bite you, some sort of creature. But then if you're coming closer, there are other things to see. Do you see the dragon? What about the tortoise? Teacup. How about the dog-looking creature there? Teacup actually forms its eye. Oh. 2:20 a.m. and there's still cars going past. We live in a one-way street, a court. Okay, this one you probably see the sock there. A couple of different structures. Do you notice the bridge with somebody walking over it? And that one. He who conquers, conquers himself, unless I've lost track of which one I'm doing here. I think I mentioned before, I use these drawings, or not these drawings, but my drawings for my writing workshops. I also run other arts workshops, but of course they were cancelled with the restrictions. But people were still wanting to connect and missing that opportunity to just have gentle chatter while they're making art. So I started Mandala Mondays, which is a Facebook group where I make a mandala, which is a circular symmetrical pattern, and people can put comments in the comment boxes and I can respond to that. My granddaughter Jasmine, who's 11, joined me for some of the workshops, which was great. And I chose the mandala as an exercise because I thought it was something that people could do just with things that they have at home. I want it to be accessible to everyone. That's my aim with art. You'll notice when I'm talking about my work, I'm not using arty-farty phrases, as my husband would call them. I just use in plain English because I want you to understand where I'm coming from and what I see. This one actually started with a contour. It was Merrick's Beach. Of course, it didn't have the castle or the big hills in the background, but it did have the bay with the little hills in the background and some of these items I found on the sand. That one looks like it could go sideways too. Toadstool there, which I found in my garden actually. Again, the leaf from Heritage Hill. Next one. inside my mind, I've called that. That's not the saying or anything, that's just what I've put. Because that's what it felt like at the time, doorway to nowhere. Bit of a gap in between. Things flying around. Could be fairies. They're very small. The other part about Mandala Mondays is people can post pictures of mandalas that they've drawn themselves or created with found objects like leaves or nuts and bolts or fruit or anything. Now, I might have lost income and opportunities through the exhibitions being cancelled, but it's also opened up opportunities. I applied for a local council grant to work with the community to create a board game based on the Shire of Cardinia, and it'll be referencing or scanning and using drawings that people send to me. So there's another Facebook group. If you're in the Shire of Cardinia, if you work or live there, look for A Part Together Facebook group. It's 3 words. And in there, at the moment, we're discussing your experiences of COVID-19 isolation. And we'll draw up a list of 10 items. Then I'll get you to send them to me, pictures of them, so I can use them in the final drawing of the game board. And then that's going to be published in the local paper, so it will get into as many homes as possible so people can play the game with their families, and they'll see their artwork referenced in there too, maybe, if they've been a part of that. If not, they can just play the game. And because it's based on a map of the Shire, people will see the names of the different towns too. We have some unusual names here, it's great. Okay, we're getting to the end. This one was inspired by the beaches too. And there are all sorts of things hidden in the picture. Oh, this one I think started that way round. Can I even find the ladies who started it? There were 2 that were back to back, right here. Oh, where's her face? There's her face up there. If you're looking at that side. And another one here. There's her face up here. I don't know if you see it as I do, but there are so many other people who've joined them. So it made sense that way round. Then I had it this way because without all the other things around it, it looked like a sandcastle there. So that's why I added the spade. But there's so much more in this drawing now. And if I go back far enough, perhaps you can even see a creature with eyes here and a nose. Maybe it's a dunnet. We saw quite a few of that. I wanted to see, we looked for those, but I believe there are quite a few around on the police point end of the Mornington Peninsula. Well, there may actually be something that way around too. This one actually works on a lot of angles. The more time you spend with it, the more you'll find in there. Even a sort of fish a minute ago. Not sure where it is now. There it is. Yeah. A hand with a scroll. Hand with a pen or something. And these reference the steps coming up from the beach, but they also look like buildings. There's a butterfly up there. That's not the 4-leaf clover, but there is a 4-leaf clover in there. There's a teapot. All sorts of different things. Now the last one, which wasn't actually going to be in the exhibition, but because I finished it now, I'll show you what I've been doing. things you can look into. Under. See more than one way. It's only just finished, you can tell, because it's still got the line around the outside, so I know where the frame is going to go. I have a tendency to draw too much on the page, so this time I decided I'd approach it by drawing an outline of the frame. This is interesting too. I don't know if you see this chap bending over. If I cover up, where's his coordination here? If I cover up his face, that side, you can see he's looking down into what could be a pool of water. But if I cover this side up, he's looking up at the sky but leaning down. That's his legs down there, that way. But maybe you don't see that, maybe you see something else, and that's fine. Okay, well, I shall leave this here. And at a later date, the exhibition work will be actually, I will take it to Gate 6 again, but it's also going to be in the City of Casey Art Spaces. That was already booked for later in the year, depending on if the galleries are open again then in their library art spaces. Okay, so on that note, thank you for joining me, and till next time. You can follow me on Instagram at Jenni L Ivins, one word, and that's spelled JENNI LIVINS. And on Facebook, you'll find me on the mind drawing page, artist page. And you can have a look at Mandela Mondays if you want to and join in there. And if you live in the Shire of Cardinia or work there, take a look at a part together. And my website is minddrawing.net. Okay, thank you. Bye.